skill sets through internships, life projects, and hands-on experience, where the students add value to the resume and helps in placement. Through VOCSKILL, we get to learn from the best trainers around the world at your own comfort and pace. To guide us and share knowledge and experience on such an important topic, we have with us, that is Director of VOCSKILL, Dr. Aarti Agrawal, ma'am.
So before going forward, I would request Dr. Jayesh Dange sir to express a few thoughts.
Thank you, Beta. Thank you very much. And definitely, this program will be definitely helpful for all the students to understand how idea can be generated and how today's program would be definitely helpful for the students. Uh, so I am sure that this program will be beneficial, and without consuming the time, I would wish all the best to all the participants, and thanks. That's all.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to request our Vice President of IIC and Vice Principal, sir, Dr. Subhash Shinde sir, to speak a few words.
Thank you, Beta. I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Dr. Rajeshi ma'am, Head of Innovation Cell, my colleague and dear student. Good morning and namaskar. First of all, I welcome each one of you. When I see the few things onto the whole skill onto the internet, so they have the very variety of programs, especially to enhance the skill for the students as well as for the all the types of the learners. So definitely at the end of these sessions, so many students can upgrade their the knowledge. Something you can add as a knowledge point of view at the end of sessions. Especially thanks to the Aarti madam to given as a chance to interact or I say to that they find some time to interact with our students, and definitely our students proactively interact with the ma'am and they can clear their doubts. We'll happy in due course of time we will have the very strong association with the Lokmanya Tilak College of Engineering. So without taking much more time, I say all the best for the today's webinar. So thank you. Over to you. Gautam.
Devanshi.
Thank you, Subhash Shinde sir, for your kind words.
Thank
Our
you.
guest speaker for today is Director of VOCSKILL, Dr. Aarti Agrawal, ma'am. Dr. Aarti Agrawal is a government certified trainer for entrepreneurship and skill development for National Skill Development Corporation. She has over 20 years of teaching, research, consultancy, and corporate experience. Prior to VOCSKILL, she worked in the capacity with Dean University, renowned universities like Vidyalankar, School of Business, Amity University, Mumbai, ITM, DY Patil University, etc., with high academic attainments and significant achievements. She has many awards to her credit. She was honored with the Professor Indra Parikh 15 Women in Education Leaders Award at the World Education Congress in the year 2018. She was also awarded honorary Rosemary membership of London Journal Press. As a seasoned research professional, she chaired the track at the 15th European Conference on Innovation and Entrepreneurship, Italy, and Women Internship track at IIT Mumbai.
I would now like to call Dr. Aarti Agrawal to take over by introducing us to our topic for today, that is idea generation. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Gautam. Thanks so much, Professor Divyanshi, for introducing me in such kind words. I'm really humbled. Thank you, Professor Subhash Shinde, to motivating your students of entrepreneurship to join this session. And thank you, Dr. Jayesh Dange, for motivating us VOCSKILL to be here and to interact with your students. And sincere thanks to Dr. Rajshri, who put in so much efforts to coordinate and collaborate and making it happen. Good morning to everyone. Good morning, students. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
So let us make this session interactive one. Otherwise, good morning, Rita. So otherwise, not possible for us to learn something. I would request all of you to open your cameras and at least, let us start learning together. Let us start understanding, because entrepreneurship is not something that I switch on my PPT and read it and you're going to be entrepreneur in a day's time. It's a long journey. It's a it's a journey of uh, you know uh, of so many failures, then to see any success at the end, right? So continuously being over there is tough and require a lot of efforts, self motivation. When the entire world is against you, against your belief, you stand there and then make it happen. And that is the kind of spirit you need to put into the journey of entrepreneurship, right? So we cannot start it with a PPT and all. So if possible, please switch on your cameras and make it interactive, right? That would be quite motivating for me. Yes. So, how many of you are IIC students? Just raise your hands. If you don't want to show me your face, it's okay. Although not okay, but still. But then you can actually interact through using some reactions and all. And I need it. Your answers I need, right? So tell me, how many of you are IIC students? How many of you are a student of IIC Council? I see Gautam raising the hand, and you can use the reactions down, and I'll show you. I mean, or maybe like this. You can, yeah. Yesh is also a member. Okay. Devanshi ma'am is member. Okay. And who else? Bas, that's all. Okay, okay. So Gautam or Devanshi, Professor Devanshi. So Gautam, tell me before I talk to anybody else. I think, you are a student representative of IIC, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the position you are handling in your IIC council?
I generally handle the management and the anchoring stuff. So that's
Okay. So when we set up IIC in any college, like not we, the college set up IIC, they make a student council, entire student council, right? Starting from the president and the secretary, and then our positions which are guided by IIC norms and all. Right.
Yes.
So that this whole exercise, which is started by the government of India, is done to create more and more entrepreneurs, right? And before we start with that, I'll give you the context of it. Why government has done it? Because we need more entrepreneurs in India to drive. We are the youngest nation of the world, right? We have the youngest population, and this population needs to get engaged into meaningful works, right? If we want to grow, if we want to see our economy growing, we need to have more and more students joining entrepreneurship. If everyone will join the job, who will give the job? So we need people who can give the jobs to others. And you have that capability, right? You have that kind of strong willpower to stand and create something. And we see a lot of startups coming in today. Can you name some of the startups which are coming up, which are Indian startups and are quite successful? Some unicorns you have heard. You can write your answers in chat box also. Yes, Richa, Uchwala, Monish, Sanya, Yash, Kehkasha, Shreya, you all can write the answers. Have you heard about some of the unicorns from India? Okay.
Can't remember.
The startup from which area? Hello. Oyo, very good, fantastic, right? Bharat Pay, right? Wonderful. Bharat Pay. Some more names. Nika, Urban, very good. So I can see Paytm, Oyo, Bharat Pay, Urban, Nika. So these are very few names. If you see, there are so many. Dunzo, yes. Swiggy, Zomato, Flipkart even started in India, now taken over by US company. But then Flipkart grow, yes. Yes. So these are the companies which have just come up, and these are unicorns. I'm not just talking about unicorns. There are many startups in India which are changing the entire landscape of entrepreneurship in our country. And like so many startups, say for example in fintech sector, right? Yeah. Yes, so there are so many startups in fintech sector. You take any sector, you take healthcare sector, you take hospitality sector, you take fintech sector, you take edtech sector. There are so many startups which are making a difference in the lives of people, and that should be the purpose, right? Our journey should not be like, how can I make money? It should have a purpose. How can I make a difference into the lives of others? Look at what how Paytm, right? It helped us in solving this great problem of transactions, right? Now the transactions are so simple. Look at, so UPI, by we've never thought of earlier when we were of your age. We used to stand in queues, right? In banks, our parents used to send us to banks. Okay, आज check लगाने जाना है, आज withdraw करने जाना है, ठीक है? Then you need to go to there to for every damn thing you have to stand in the queues. Today life is so simple. I want to transact money, I'll just take my phone and transact it, right? I don't know last when I withdraw money, because even with sabji wala and with the juice wala, even with anybody, everyone is having today, like Paytm or something or the other, and life has become so simple. So a great problem is solved. Similarly, you all, those who are students of, or those who are members of IIC, you have to have a bigger vision to solve the problem, right? And that is going to give you a drive to make your startup successful, whatever you're planning for, right? So coming to entrepreneurship, it's, as I told you, it's a journey. It's really not something you can learn, or you can see on it. It's a journey of every time learning, every step of learning, right? So, but it starts with idea generation. When you look into the whole process of design thinking, how many of you heard about design thinking? You can raise your hands and tell me. Anyone? You're an engineering students, right?
VOCSKILL. VOCSKILL.
You're a students of engineering, right? If I'm not wrong. Yes, Gautam?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Right. So all the more important that you understand
I said you
design
just have to write the
thinking, right?
question,
Because
then do the program, write the outputs.
Sunil sir, your mic is on. Uh,
yeah. All the more being a student of being students of engineering, whether you are into mechanical or electrical or maybe computer science, you need to understand the process of design thinking, because today we are more and more consumer centric, right? We are consumer oriented. How consumers think about any particular topic, how do they, or any particular product, they are not interested in what you are making, they're interested in what they are getting. So how can you get into their shoe? How can you have that kind of empathy? That whole process we learn through design thinking, right? That process of creating empathy, right? So the first process when we look into design thinking is ideation, that is idea generation. So today we'll be talking about idea generation. What, according to you, is idea generation? The whole, what is your understanding of idea generation? When you heard about understanding idea generation, what did you think of? Hello, Hitakshi, you are saying something? Do we have any idea of what is idea generation?
I guess creating an abstract format about the stuff you are thinking about, making it in a raw kind of aspect.
Okay. Okay. Um, yes, making an abstract, right? So basically what you are saying is whatever you want to do, having a outline of, creating an outline of it. But how do you know that whatever you are thinking, or whatever you want to create is going to be the best product into the market?
Well, we can do that by developing and communicating the ideas, discussion, and then
Okay.
arrive on some sort of conclusion that this is the best, or this is what we can work on further.
Or we can make a rough idea or a formulation of the plan, and then we can get the response and feedback from other users or other members group.
Right, perfect. So what you are saying, right. So what you're telling me, create. So you are going one step ahead. You're talking about creating an outline when you have an idea. I am talking about how to have an idea. How do you know how your idea is best? Anyone has any idea of creating any startup in this?
I think survey is the first thing. First thing, the survey has to be done. Without survey, we cannot do anything.
Yes. So that is another process of checking validation of your idea, right? Conducting a survey is a way of validating your idea, right? Now, so I can, so suppose I want to start, and actually, I actually honestly telling you, when we started VOCSKILL, this is a startup. And when 2 years back, when I was thinking of doing something into education sector, after teaching for so long, almost investing 22 years of my life into teaching management education, and working with thousands and thousands of students, I thought, let me that entrepreneur in me wanted to do something. I thought of, like, I need to have something into the field of education, right? But then what is the need, right? So first question that comes to us is need. What is the need of our customers, right? And then we can validate it by conducting a survey. So we need to identify the need of the customers to get into it, right? So since it's a process that involves creative thinking, lot of out of the box thinking, how your consumer will might be thinking about something. You have to go beyond what is existing and then create something out of it. Then you have to be very creative. Let me just give you one small exercise of breaking your monotonousness and showing your creativity. So here is something you see on your screen. What is this you're seeing on your screen? You can either talk or you can also put it into the chat box.
Pencil.
Pencil.
Pencil, right? It's a pencil, right? Okay. So now, what do we do with pencil?
Right.
We write it. Yes. And that's what, pencil is meant for, writing. Now you have to creatively give me 4 ideas or 4 things you can do with this pencil. You can write in the chat box 4 things you can do with this pencil other than writing, huh?
Sell.
Okay. Okay. You can do with this as a product. Okay.
Craft, writing. Array.
Erase. Okay. Craft. Okay. Okay.
Okay, use it to reel a thread. The push.
You have to tell me 4 other uses of pencil other than writing. Okay, let me give you one example. I can scratch my back with a pencil, right? That's one innovative use of pencil. You can think many others. Oh, I'm waiting for some answers. We can use it. Okay, we can use it as a wood for lighting fire. Yes. Hairpin, wonderful, Nimisha. Self-defense, winding a thread, wonderful. Yes, now you're getting it. Playing, yes, we can use it for playing. As a hair accessory, right? Yes. Pointing at something, measuring heights, wonderful, wonderful. Yes. Great, great. Yes. Some of the wonderful ideas we have got. Let me just clap for all of you all. So great. So going forward, we need to similarly in any situation, in whatever we want to do. Suppose we want to, we want to go for a startup, even that is related to say cafe, which I feel most of the youth, when I talk to them, what do you want to do, ma'am? I want to open a cafe because I don't see a good cafe shop outside my college, right? Okay, fine, fair enough. Then what is new into it, and why do you want to start it? Are there, so what kind of shops are there? How it is going to be different? Who is going to be a target market? Whom do you want to cater? What kind of products you want to keep into it? How do you what selling strategies you want to use? So all these are the questions which you need to answer when you are when you want to go for a startup, right? So, having said that, let's go forward. See, things are changing very fast today, right? All the industries are evolving. There is a transformation which is happening into the world. And you, being engineering students, you need more. You know more than us. You know how the technology is changing with a very fast pace, right? It took radio 38 years to reach 50 million listeners, right? Television, it took 13 years to reach its 50 million, first 50 million viewers. Whereas for internet, only 5 years to reach 50 million users. Now, can you imagine, like, how fast we are moving, right? So we can say that the way technology is changing now. Now think about it. World Wide Web (WWW) was introduced in the year 1991. From 1991 to today, after 30 years, right? Almost 30 years, the entire world is transformed. There were companies like, people used to say that these are the companies who stayed into the market for 100 years, more than 100 years. This is, like companies like General Motors, General Electric, all these companies for more than 100 years. And they're all gone. Today we see only most of the technology companies, almost 8 out of 10 technology companies are there, which are topping the chart list today, right? So this is how the technology is changing, everything is evolving, right? And so creative thinking, idea generation comes from what is happening around us. We have to look into how things are changing, how business models are evolving, right? It's only, if you look at in India, not only in India, in the world, it's prior to I think 12, right? 2012, 11 or 12. Nobody was aware of digital marketing or selling your product via internet or anything. If via internet was happening because transaction already started from the year 1996 onwards, right? So few transactions started, but using digital platform or creating digital marketing technique. So there were techniques like putting billboard. If you want to run a shop, if you want to say, for example, you have a coaching center and you want to establish it into a city, you'll have to put down the billboards, you'll have to run ad in newspaper, you'll have to circulate the pamphlets, and you don't know whether the right customers are reading it or not. Today everything has changed. Now companies are not investing so much money into it. More than 70% of the money budgeted for marketing purposes going into digital marketing, because here we are selecting our users' age, their everything, and then we are sending our advertisement across. So the way technology has transformed today, Google and Facebook, of course, Facebook, Insta, Google, they are collecting all data. We are a data points for them, right? And they're collecting all of our data, and that data is is getting circulated to various companies, and then you see ad according to it, right? So things are changing very fast. So you have to think, uh, first of all, and technologies also, technologies are becoming redundant fast, right? So today we are seeing one technology, then another. So how do we cope up with it, and how do we come up with a good idea in such case, right? So if you look at most of the big businesses, right, they are ideas around us. What you have to do is you have to find out any uh, persistent problem around you. You have to solve that problem, right? And that is going to create your startup. That's going to create success for you. Now, how can you identify these problems? Anyone can give me some examples of some problems around you which you want to solve? You can again write in the chat box. I'm not able to hear clearly. Can you all please write in the chat box some of the problems which you want to solve? Hello. Pollution. Okay, Gautam. So pollution is one problem which you find around you and you want to solve, right? Okay. So how do you arrive at this problem, and how can you solve it, Gautam?
So like pollution is
And how do
like
you know this is a problem for?
yes,
Right.
first of all, pollution is like, of course, this rampant all around the world, especially in India. So it's like not easy to miss. So we can directly see the implications and all the stuff happening around us. So like most startups have started like Ether and the other EVM stuff that has started. Tesla, Ether has done, and scooties are being made electric, affordable. They're also affordable, and so that's one step we can take, I think.
Pollution is a bigger problem which you have identified, right? And then solution in the form of electric vehicles, right? Which can reduce the pollution, right? Similarly, so when we think about idea generation, how it comes. So idea generation, certainly there are some management techniques by which you can reach to a feasible and viable idea, because idea can be many. Now pollution is an idea for Gautam, right? Now he can say that, ma'am, I want to grow plants to solve this problem of pollution, right? Now next question is, how are you going to grow plant? What plan you have? Then he would say, ma'am, I want to grow 1 million trees in next 1 year. Then have you calculated the manpower requirement? Have you calculated the resources? From where are you going to get the seed? Okay, you got the manpower, you have appointed people, you have money, you have appointed people. You have money, you have got the seeds also, fertilizer also, you have water canals, or you put some water system in place. What about land? How will you where are you going to bring land to sow the seeds? 1 million trees require a huge land. So feasibility and viabilities are two things we have to check in every idea we are going through, right? So in generally, when we talk about idea generation, there's a very famous technique called scamper, which is used in management field, right? So scamper, what does it scamper stand for? S is for substitute. So generally, companies which are already there to do the market, what do they do when they want to come up with a new idea? They apply this technique. So they either change any any constituent, or they substitute it with something else, and then they come up with a new product, or they combine two formulas together, and then they come up, or two product together, right? Bundling of the product also we see into the market to move faster, right? Uh, they adapt. Adapt is they sometimes they adapt from some other companies, right? Sometimes they magnify. Sometimes they magnify product category, right? And this is how they magnify one particular ingredient of the product, and that's how they create a change into it. Sometimes it's not possible to change your product. Now your product has certain ingredients which are fixed. Then what will you do? How will you create? How will you grow your business? You can put it to other users. So you have to either if say for example any kind of toothpaste, if it is a toothpaste, general toothpaste, you can put some ingredient and make it useful for, say, not only for, say, for older people who are having few teeth and require more protection, right? So put your product to other users, right? Sometimes companies, they eliminate one of the other ingredient, or eliminate entire product from their product portfolio to make it more viable. Sometimes some of the non-performing products needs to be removed. Sometimes some ingredient needs to be removed, right? Similarly, another is rearrange. Can we rearrange our product portfolio in such a way that it becomes more attractive to the consumers compared to other competitors into the market, right? So this is commonly used techniques, Camper, but this is very useful for the companies who are already established. For you who are right now looking into starting up something, we have to start idea generation from identifying the needs of the consumer, right? So let us start with some exercise. Please keep a pencil and pen and copy along with you, and we'll do some exercise over here, right? So let us understand how can we find out what is who is the right what is the right product for us, and who are going to be our consumers, right? Whom are we going to sell our products, right? Okay, so there we go. So what you have to do is, in this process, let us start with this process now. What you have to do is, first of all, in this process of idea generation, just cross out the idea and replace it with the problem. We are not working on to some idea in isolation and then solving the problem, right? And then solving it. We have to identify problem which is there existing around us and then solve it. Problem which are among us, which we have also seen, which we have also experienced, and that is called empathy with the consumers, and that comes when we experience it, right? So make 3 columns on a paper, right? And after making 3 columns, first column you write the segment whom you are a member of. So whatever you are a member of, like you are a member of engineering college, you are a member of a society, you are a member of a basketball club, you are a member of a dance group, you are a member of whatever, you put down not 7, 3 to 4. Even 3 to 4 will be sufficient. Those segments which you are a member of. In put down the segments. All you are listening and writing, please say yes in chat if you are doing it. Those who are doing it, please say yes in chat box. Okay, I see only one yes. Okay. Right. Okay. Fine. So we have few volunteers for the exercise at least. Okay. Okay. So let's go ahead. So write down in first segment whom you are a member of. 3, 4. Not much. Now in second column, write down segment you were member of earlier. No? If not much, 1 or 2 may also will work. Where you have worked or you have been like your school days. During your schools, whatever you might be doing, just put it down here. In third column, you have to write down the segments for whom you are passionate about helping. Passionate about helping as in, I want to work with old age people, or I want to work with working women, or I want to work with say environment, so environmentalists, or I want to work with any of which you can think of. You want to work with, right? Passionately you feel of working with them. So just write down 2, 3. So we have 3 so we have 3 names, 3 to 4 names in column 1, 2, 3 names in column 2, and 2, 3 names in column 3. Is that okay? Is it? Everyone written? Those who have written, please raise your hand so that I come to know you have done it. Because it will take some time. You have to think and then do, right? Have you written? Please raise your hands. I see Dr. Patel and Gautam already done it. Okay, great, wonderful. Richa also, great, wonderful. So the whole idea behind this exercise is that if you want
Away. Penis vagina. Away. Shut the fuck up.
somebody's mic is open, I think.
I have gay sex with men.
Sorry, ma'am, you can continue now.
Okay, so I see quite a few hands over here, right? So you all can lower down your hands. Richa, Abhishek, Gautam, thank you so much, and Dr. Patel also. So see, the whole idea behind it is, if we want a strong idea for our startup, we need to understand the problem, because idea comes from problems, right? And problem comes from customers. So who are going to be our customers? How can we find our customers? To find our customers and their problems, we have to get into their shoe, right? And that's what we are doing exactly. So we have identified here. So out of these 3 columns, now what you have to do is find out one customer out of each segment, out of each column.
Hello.
We have 3 columns. Hello.
Hello.
Abhishek, you please mute your mic.
Sorry, I was already muted.
Hello.
Select one customers, one customer. These are your customers. These are the people you have been a part of, segments you have been a part of. Say, for example, here you are writing football. I'll give you one example and you will do it exactly. Okay. So say you have written football club. I am a part of football club. Now, being a part of football club, right? I have experienced certain challenges, right? There were time constraints for football practice. I was not getting football, footballs were not enough on the ground, grounds were not enough, practice time was not enough. Participating into league was difficult. So all these difficulties you have already experienced as a part of this group. Say, for example, right now you are a part of engineering college, right? So you might be experiencing many difficulties. Say, for example, commutation could be one difficulty. Access to good books could be another difficulty. Access to good so your experiment labs could be, or your ideation labs could be another difficulty, or there could be several difficulties around. It could be into scheduling, it could be into executing, it could be into anything. So that you have to think of, and then select one group, one segment out of column 1, one out of column 2, and one out of column 3, which you are passionate about. So now you have 3 different set of consumers and 3 different set of problems out of these consumers. Now problem we will identify next, right? So you have the set of three consumers, right? Three types of consumers in your hand. So what next you have to do is you have to identify out of these three, for all these three, you have to now imagine a day in their life, right? Say for example, old people. Now you have imagined you have written you're passionate about working for older people, right? Now you have to now imagine entire day. When do they get up, right? After getting up, what do they do? What are the challenges they feel while doing? Say for example, we see very good anti-skid tiles which are used specially into the bathrooms of older people. Why? Because when older people, they go into their bathroom, and if water is there, they generally slip down and they broke their, like any body part, right? And which is a common happening, right? So to solve this problem, someone sort of anti-skid tiles in the bathroom, right? So that older people do not, fall down. Then simply, what all they do, what could be the challenges which they feel throughout their life. They want to talk to someone. They feel a problem of getting medicines from the medical store. They feel the problem of getting nursing solutions at their doorstep. They feel problem of getting good food if nobody is staying along with them, because today again it is another problem is that kids are not staying with their parents. Mostly kids have gone out. They want to settle themselves into the countries like UK and US, and the parents who have done so much are staying here alone, and then they have no one left with them to take care of. So you have to imagine the entire day till the time they go to sleep, what kind of bed they need, right? You have to be into their shoe, and you have to live their day's life, and then you have to find out which is the hardest part of their day, right? Where is the maximum problem? If you can solve this problem, will is it going to make a difference into their lives? So you have three segment or three set of customers. For all three types of customers, please imagine a day in their life and find out which is the hardest part of their day, right? You have next 10 minutes to do it. If you do it faster, it would be great. It would be appreciable. And please raise your hands once you finish exercise.
Are you all doing?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Are we done? I hope we might have done it or we might have thought of by now. Hello.
Doing, ma'am.
term is already finished, the exercise. Anyone else? For them, till the time all of them are writing, can you please share your experience, what you have written?
Yes, ma'am. So about the day in a life.
So which are the three customers you have selected?
First, as I wrote earlier, like dealing with like first I have written a psychology. I am interested in psychology, so I have written the psychological psychologist. So I have written about their day in life. So that's one, and then uh, I have written only one. I thought only one we have to write, so I will write others now.
So what is that you have written that in the entire day, and which is the hardest part, which is the hardest problem you find in their life?
I think it dealing with the people and the patients, like how they are mentally, are they stable, are they not, what treatments we can give them, how to talk to them, not to talk to them like in a wrong way which they perceive as wrong or something like that. So yeah, that.
I'm just curious. You are an engineering student. How are you imagining it from imagining this problem from psychologist perspective?
uh, I have friends who are in that field, so I talk to them, so I know a few things about it. I am also interested in it. I see few videos like character analysis or stuff like that. So uh, that's it.
You find for psychologists the hardest problem is how to interact with their consumers or their patients, right? In a in a best possible way, right? In a
Yes.
best understandable way, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is a problem you have identified to solve, basically.
Yes.
You want to work on it.
Yes, I want to work on it. Yes.
Okay. Wonderful. Let me give you a clap.
Thank you, ma'am.
Anyone else? Anyone else? Hello. Hello. So this is just the problem that we have identified. There is a now there is a long way to go, Bhagat. It's not that just we have identified the so we are going to come up with a startup. Now you have to find out all possible or feasible solutions, right? And then you'll have to go for say your solution testing, right? As suggested by someone in your group, that will you will have to conduct a survey that how many people are feeling finding same problem which you are finding it difficult for psychologists. So are they really find this as a problem, or do they have certain solutions? Are they implementing some solutions already, or what else, what tweak can be given to their already existing solutions, right? So there's a long way to go. This is just the
Yes, ma'am.
problem identification we have done over here, right? So your journey as an entrepreneur is just starting from here, from this idea, right? There is whole lot of process in which you have to go, and continuously you have to think about it, right?
Yeah,
Great,
yes, ma'am.
wonderful. Anyone else who would like to share? Okay, so going ahead, now we here when we are thinking about it, we have basically there are some of the prompting questions we need to ask ourselves. What is this segment afraid of? What frustrates them? Because then only we can solve any problem. What overwhelms this segment? Or what do they love to do? And then with the situations which you have thought of, you might be able to build a complete business around it by resolving these problems for your consumers, right? Now coming to the final point for today, now you, all of you, those who are doing this exercise, you have to write, since you have identified your customers and you have identified how you want to help them. So you have identified the customer segment, and you have somehow, still you will be working on it, but somehow you have identified by what is the value proposition I am going to give them. How am I going to help them? Or you have to write this sentence. Say, for example, my ideal customers for VOCSKILL, my ideal customers are student, right? In higher education sector, I want to help them by building their skills and getting them placed. Right? Since VOCSKILL is working in solving this problem of bridging the skill gap between the corporate and education field, and then we are also helping in students getting placed, right? So this is how we have done, our uh, uh, we have identified our customers and the value proposition. So all of you all who want to start your journey of entrepreneurship and have done this exercise, please write down this one sentence. My ideal customers are whatever customer segment you want to serve, and I want to help them by whatever problem you want to solve, right? Please write it in the chat box so that I come to know some of you are really serious of taking up entrepreneurship, right? Just waiting for your answers. Hello, everyone. See, we are coming to an end, and this is what I want to see before I leave from some of you. Please write it here. Okay, I see it from Devanshi Srivastav. She's writing, my ideal customers are health conscious persons. Wonderful. And I want to help them by providing fruits and vegetables on monthly basis without pesticides. Wonderful. Wonderful, Devanshi. At least you identify your customers and you know what problem you are going to solve for them. Wonderful. I'll clap for you. Great.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, happy to see. Waiting for a few more answers. I see one more answer. Waste management members. Okay, Shushti is writing waste management members and want to help them by providing proper equipment for their job. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. Yes. So I think I lost the connection in between. But okay. So I was reading the Richard. So Richard is writing, my ideal customers are skin care enthusiasts who are into and wanna dabble into skincare. I want to help them find what works best for them and understand the science behind it while learning myself. Okay, great, Richa. So basically, this is an area in which you want to work. How you're going to create a value addition is not coming out so clearly, although you are saying that you want to help them out what work best for them. So maybe uh, maybe you want to create a portal where you share the knowledge, or you want to start what you can start in whichever way you want to do it, but you have to be a little more creative in the way you want to execute it. Wonderful, great. Let me clap for you. Okay, Divyanshi, Richa, and Shrishti. Okay, great. So thank you so much. I think we have with this we have come to an end. So I think we have gone through an exercise of how to look into feasible ideas. And idea should not be hypothetical. आपने कुछ दूसरे को करते हुए देखा तो मुझे भी वही करना है. It should come from some real situation. Then only it's going to be successful. Then only you are going to create the companies like Zomato's or Flipkart or maybe Paytm, because they have thought about the problem. They experienced it, thought about it, and solved it. Right? And that's what we want from all our engineering students. With that, let me end it on this note. And there is a feedback form. Please fill it up. It helps us in understanding, and making things better with your feedbacks. Also, you'll have to fill it up because your, certificates will get generated from the feedback forms only. When you fill, automatically generate the certificates. So, yeah, that's from my side. If you want to ask anything, if you have any question, please feel free to ask it. Thank you.
Gautam?
Yes, ma'am.
Take over, please.
Yes, ma'am. So they so yeah, thank you for such a wonderful session, ma'am. As all good things come to an end, so does this session. I, Gautam Sathe, student of Lokmanya Tilak College of Engineering, in association with our mentor college, DJ Sangvi, on behalf of Institution Innovation Council, would like to thank our guest speaker, Dr. Aarti Agarwal, ma'am, for enlightening us with knowledge and interesting things. She gave us deep insights on how to generate ideas and revealed some interesting facts. And it was also an interactive session. and I am pretty sure the precious knowledge she shared with us will definitely help us in further career opportunities. I would also like to thank our torchbearer of the institute, our respected ISC President and Principal Dr. Vivek Sunnapar sir, and Vice President of ISC and Vice Principal Dr. Subhash Shinde sir, for leading, inspiring, and supporting us to making this webinar successful. Also thanking our ISC convener, Dr. Rajashri Shinde ma'am, and convener of DJ Sangvi College, Dr. Sunil Karamchandani, for the support to conduct this event and helping us working towards the goal of conducting this workshop. We are thankful for your huge support at all times. And also thanking today's coordinators and other members for their contribution. Conducting this webinar would not have been possible without the zealous efforts of ISC committee members who have devoted lots of time and energy for this program. I must also not forget to thank the participants present here for their active participation. I sincerely apologize if I missed anyone, and once again, thank you one and all present here. And to say it again, please fill the feedback form given in the chat box, so you will get the certificate. Thank you, everyone.
So we would like to conclude this wonderful session. Thanks a lot for everyone participating and patiently listening to the webinar. Thanks to our guest, Dr. Aarti Agrawal, too, for sharing her knowledge and letting us know about the topic idea generation. We got to know a lot of new terms and methodologies such as camper and idea generation process. We will come up with more interesting and insightful sessions for you all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Everyone, and please stay connected. If you have any question, you can ask anytime. Yeah.